The ruins of Battle Abbey in East Sussex mark the spot where King Harold of England was hacked to death by a hit squad of Norman knights in 1066. His bloody death ended the Battle of Hastings and changed the course of British history. It was the year William of Normandy crossed the Channel and conquered England. In the 11th century, warfare was a process of sieges, hostage-taking, and daring hit-and-run raids. Set-piece battles were actually quite rare, but at Hastings, two huge, evenly matched armies led by audacious military commanders fought for a whole day. It was a decisive military encounter that was to have far-reaching consequences. After this great battle, the Normans went on to forge the British nation and create a feudal society that was to last for over 400 years. Anglo-Saxon England was divided into powerful earldoms. The king's authority was constantly threatened. Allegiances were in a state of flux and betrayals commonplace. The death of King Edward the Confessor on the 5th of January 1066 signalled the start of a deadly power struggle. On his deathbed, he promised the throne to Harold Godwinson, Saxon Earl of Wessex, head of the most powerful family in England. He was crowned king only hours after Edward's burial. The move infuriated William, Duke of Normandy. As Edward's cousin, he believed he was next in line for the throne. Their struggle would only be resolved when the two men came face to face in battle. It would be a massive contest between two dominant personalities. Harold was a bold military leader who at 6 feet tall liked to lead from the front and commanded the utmost loyalty from his troops. In contrast, William was a heavily built, thick-set man and a devious tactician. His favourite strategy was to besiege his opponent's castle strongholds and gradually wear them down. This minimised the risk to his own personal safety. Whereas Harold was a merciful man in a barbaric age, William had a viciously cruel streak that would terrify his opponents into submission. He rounded up the leading citizens of one town that had been taunting him from behind the safety of their castle walls and cut off their hands and feet. It was this cruel streak, as much as his parentage, that earned him the title William the Bastard. Harold and William knew each other well. 2 years before the Battle of Hastings, the most extraordinary event occurred that brought them face to face. Harold was shipwrecked on the northeastern coast of France and was taken captive by one of William's neighbours. William jumped at the chance to portray himself as a magnanimous leader and secured Harold's release. Now subject to a debt of honour, Harold felt obliged to join William on his summer campaign against the Bretons. So far from home, he was as much a prisoner as a guest, but Harold's extended stay in Normandy did give him the chance to witness the Duke's brutal style of leadership at close hand. William had established a ruthless and bloody hold on Normandy with the help of a formidable professional army, spurred on by the promise of bounty. The knights who served under his banner possessed an almost messianic dedication to soldiering and spent their days honing their skills through hours of back-breaking work. These broadswords are made from a combination of iron and steel, which makes them flexible yet strong. And these kite-shaped shields provide protection from head to toe. They also had a reputation for being the finest cavalrymen in Europe. The wealthy Norman knights bred bigger and stronger war horses that would at 14 hands tower above their enemies. And each knight would have at least 4 horses. They were the medieval equivalent of tanks. At full speed on open ground and in close formation, large numbers of mounted knights would be virtually unstoppable. The Norman infantry under William became more specialised. Like the knights, they wore chainmail called hauberks over heavy leather tunics, and these conical helmets with the metal nose guards provided protection for the head. All this added armour was good against most weapons, but could do little against a sweeping blow from a battle-crazed, axe-wielding Saxon warrior. When King Harold eventually learnt of William's invasion plans, he sent out a call to arms. Once assembled, he kept his army in readiness throughout the summer of 1066.